local food.
When prepared food for the masses is right around the corner.
I use exclusively beef that comes from Georgia, so it's all grass-fed beef from South Georgia, and that's very important to me because there's a very important word in the industry. It's called traceability. You really want to know exactly where your product comes from, and in this case, it's all beef from South Georgia, and that beef is all pasture-fed, and it's very, very good for you. Coming from a small town background, I didn't really have a lot of culinary. I didn't have experience like that. I mean, I really grew up in a culture where we ate TV dinners, and it was that time and place. I went to work for the Ritz-Carlton for a few years here in Atlanta, and I had a really unique opportunity to work with a really famous chef, Gunter Seeger, who introduced me to a whole world of ingredients and the passion for seasonality and the passion for regional cuisine. And I took that and I had an opportunity to work in Belgium and France, and again, amazing ingredients, most locally procured with traditional preparations, and so that really instilled in me the value of local organic dining. I'm curious about the whole genre of dining, and I think that the fast casual segment was really missing that application, meaning by that the opportunity to dine locally, the opportunity to have organic ingredients in a fast casual setting, because not everybody can go out and spend $30 for an entree, but if you go out and you spend $12, it's accessible, So I think that it's a significant thing as a chef and a culinarian to be able to offer that kind of a dining experience to everyone. If you are a motivating consumer, you can go out and find the products also. I mean, as I said before, the local farmers markets are well stocked with, you can basically get all of your salads, right now is a genius time to go to the farmers market in the springtime. There's eggs, there's dairy, there's meat, there's poultry, there's pork, there's salad, vegetables. I mean, and if you're a little bit inspired by the seasons, I mean, you could pretty much you could buy all of your things at the farmers market now.
The consumption of produce is way up. I've spent a third more this year on fresh produce than I have in the past years. Well, Farm to School is a big program we're working with right now, and that's where we work with more local farmers trying to bring fresh produce into the schools. And local can be a big area. It can be the Southeast United States is what we consider local. We try to buy Georgia. When we do the item of the month here in the school system, we try to buy Georgia products. And now USDA is allowing us to put in our bids, we can specify local, which is something we weren't supposed to do before. I just think this is a movement that's here to stay, and I think you're going to see a whole lot more fresh food and back to scratch cooking, because I think that it is the future for us, I believe. I met with the parents, and they were very interested in getting healthier menus, getting a lot of processed food out of the schools, and from that, the parent group went to the superintendent and asked if the school system would support. She asked them to create a strategic plan for what we'd do the next 3 years to get more fresh fruits and vegetables into the school, more home cooking. They came up with the plan, presented it to the board last year, and the board accepted it, and here we are.
It's not just about getting the kids outside. It's not just about getting them to eat their vegetables. It's really about informing them about lifestyle choices that they can begin to make at a young age, helping to take care of their environment, helping to take care of themselves by making healthy choices. So the most important reason is to help empower kids so that they can help to take care of themselves. Well, the Oakhurst Garden has been working to help interpret outdoor classroom experiences for students since its inception. But as the Farm to School movement gained momentum, it just seemed a natural partnership that the garden that's already in the schools doing some of these activities would come in and really provide mentorship as well as help to guide the curriculum interpretation for the school. But Farm to School is really like a grassroots effort that happens in phases. And so right now, the phase that we're at is connecting the experiences in the garden with the food in the cafeteria. Because the most important part of Farm to School is to really actually influence the students' lifestyle as far as healthy eating, good choices when it comes to the food that they want to put in their mouths. And so creating all these meaningful experiences around it makes it better than us saying, eat your kale. So there's the challenges when it comes to bringing farm to school experiences or a farm to school program into the school system is that people tend to really want to just change everything from the bottom up. And I think sometimes that can become very overwhelming because you look at what's available in the schoolroom and on the lunch tray and you think that that's a problem, but you have to think, what are your priorities? You might have a group of people who are concerned about the food that their children are being served, and some people just meet that concern with, I'll just pack a lunch for my child, and I don't have to be concerned about the food in the cafeteria. But really, for many children, that may be the one good meal that they eat together with people for the day. The most important reason is just about making your own decisions. The food that's offered to you at McDonald's is in a portion size, it's in there are ingredients in there that are decided, not just at McDonald's, but in a lot of places before it even gets to you. Even food that's in the grocery store. Why is there only one, iceberg lettuce, and that's what people think is a good head of lettuce when there's so many varieties. Purple and speckled and arugula and spring mixes of lettuce that are available for people, but they don't sell them at the grocery store. It's about taking the power back as a consumer and making demands about the kind of food that you want to have available. Your food should be your medicine. So the food that you eat should give you the nourishment that you need. It should be good for you. So I think the biggest question is the fact that, there are farmers whose livelihood actually depends on us supporting them, and that's a big part of our economy. And then not only that, there's the fact that food should come from the earth and not from a laboratory.
I think that maybe what the number one thing actually is the support of your local farm. And I know it sounds really romantic as an ideal, but it's a really, really hard job. It really is a hard job. Those guys have a challenge, and most of them do it as a life commitment. It's clearly not a get-rich-quick scheme for them. So I get a lot of personal satisfaction knowing that I'm supporting somebody that's committed to their own passion. It impacts the environment in a more modestly, so you don't have the petroleum products that are utilized to transport, the ingredients hundreds of miles, and you don't have the chemicals that run off the fields that pollute water, and then also, you're going to have a fresher product, so you're going to have a better quality spinach that's going to taste like spinach, and you're going to have a product that's going to be more nutritious.
Farm to school is a big deal because we're teaching the kids about eating better. They are eating better. We're keeping our money in our communities when we do that. You're getting a fresher product because they're not having to bring the food across the country. It's a fresher product, it's a better product, and so what's the word, our carbon footprint is just not as big as it was before. The Farm to School just is not a cafeteria movement. It is the parents, it is the whole community. We've got Oakhurst Community Garden, we have Cook's Warehouse, we have local chefs, anybody, Farmer D, everybody locally is really working to help us pull this off. And this is a whole movement, and I think it's important that everybody know that the cafeteria is just